Hey, what's up guys? This is Darth9 and you're watching my Modern Warfare 3 quickscoping tutorial. Before I go any further, I'd like to ask you to please favorite this video. Not only will it help you be able to find this video for future reference, but it will also help boost me up in the search results so other people can find this video easily. First off, I'd like to address people who are opposed to quickscoping. So if you'd like to skip this portion of the video, then click the annotation on the screen now and you'll skip ahead to the tutorial. But first off, I'm going to address the people opposed to quickscoping. So there's a lot of opposition to quickscoping amongst many people who play Modern Warfare 3 online, and I believe that the majority of the people who are opposed to quickscoping simply have a lack of information when it comes to quickscoping, and they don't really understand what's happening. Quickscoping isn't a cheat, it's not an exploit, and it's not something that can be mastered after watching a tutorial. It actually takes quite a long time to go from being an average player to a sniper who can effectively quickscope when needed and finish games on top of the scoreboard every time. And I think a lot of the hate on quickscoping actually comes from inaccurate kill cams, final kill cams, and watching quickscoping in theater mode, because when you watch quickscoping in those forms, it doesn't really accurately represent what actually happened, because it looks like you just raise the scope up to your face and not actually look through the scope. But in reality, the player who's actually when he was actually playing, he actually did see through the scope, but the theater mode, final kill cams, and kill cams just misrepresent what actually happened. There's a bit of a lag to it, and it looks like they didn't actually see through their scope. What actually happens if you don't see through your scope when you're trying to quickscope is it registers as a no-scope, and it will not shoot accurately. It'll actually just shoot randomly, just like a no-scope. So it's definitely not consistent. It doesn't work at all. Alright guys, so I'm about to start the tutorial portion of this video. Before I get into that though, I just want to quickly talk about how quickscoping has progressed sniping as a whole. I know this is where the annotation from earlier linked to, but just bear with me, this will help you out. So I'd just like to say that through the development of quickscoping, the sniper class has become the most dynamic class, the most dynamic playstyle in Call of Duty, and now snipers in Call of Duty and some other games, but we're talking about Call of Duty here, are able to better manage enemies at close to medium ranges. Whereas before quickscoping, if you want to snipe in a more traditional sense, more realistic, it would be very hard to take on people at close to medium ranges, and the sniper was more ideal for long ranges. While it is still the most ideal weapon for long ranges, it's now able to stack up pretty well against SMGs and assault rifles if you have a good shot. Now, the reason I don't think sniping is overpowered is because even though you can take on assault rifles and SMGs at close to medium ranges, it does take a very long time to develop that skill, and if you just throw a sniper rifle in the hand of somebody who's never played before, they're not really going to be able to do much with it. It's going to be a lot easier for them to use an assault rifle and an SMG, and that's why I think a lot of people have been drawn to quickscoping, because you develop the skill over time and you can see yourself progress. So also the fact that quickscoping has made the sniping playstyle a lot more dynamic, it makes things a lot more interesting, and I think it can hold your attention for a long time. That's why so many people have been doing it for years, and like me, I don't even use other guns other than the sniper rifle anymore, because it's just too boring for me. So last thing I want to say is just don't be afraid to hardscope. Use whatever kind of shot is most effective for the situation. It's really important to just get the kill, and quickscoping isn't all about looks, okay? It's actually it's more effective than hardscoping at certain times, but if hardscoping is more ideal for the situation, go ahead and hardscope the guy. Alright guys, so now it's time for the moment you've all been waiting for. I'm actually going to show some footage of just quickscoping in private matches. The first clip I'm going to show is a drag scope, which I do consider a quickscope. How I think of quickscoping is a general term for drag scopes and pop shots. Drag scopes are what you do at medium ranges. I'll go over pop shots right after this. It's pretty straightforward, but first off, this is a drag scope. So this is a private match. My friend FaZe Cross is being the guinea pig here, and I'm just going to run out and drag scope him. So this is a choke point on the map, and I'm playing it just like I would in a pub. How you approach choke points is very important. Watch my movement. I shuffle to the left as I'm getting to the corner. And why I do that is because all the people that I know are going to be there, well, if it was a public match, that's a very highly populated area of the map. When you run across there, people are going to start shooting at you. So if you make yourself a hard target and you move sideways rather than forwards, because that's a mistake that a lot of people make. If you move forwards, it just makes you a very, very easy target for your enemies, because you actually like get larger on their screen as you approach them. So you want to move sideways across their screen. It makes it really hard for them to shoot you, and you can get your shot off quickly, hopefully, and that's it. Okay, so I'm going to play it in slow motion and explain the shot. What I do here is I make sure I'm not sprinting when I start zooming in. So you sprint up to the point where you want to zoom in, you stop sprinting, you zoom in as close as you can to them. Now notice the rings on the screen that I put there. Those rings are just to kind of drive home the point of where you're going to be trying to zoom in around your enemy. So I like to try and zoom in anywhere inside the outermost ring. And why that's important is because if you're zooming in and your enemy is way outside the outermost ring, you're going to have a huge drag, and by the time you drag that far, most likely you're going to be dead because it's just taking way too long. So you're going to want to scope in as close as possible to him. Luckily, I actually scope in pretty close to him here. And then you just quickly correct your aim. You correct your aim, you put your crosshairs over your enemy, and you shoot. So make sure you're not moving at the time you actually pull the trigger to shoot, and make sure you stop sprinting before you start zooming in. So just keep practicing it. Over time you'll get better. Practice it with some friends in a private match if you have to. And if you guys have any more questions about this, leave them in the comments and I'll try to reply to as many as possible. I might even make a whole new video just answering questions and trying to clear up anything that I've left out in this video. So that was drag scopes. Now I'm going to move on to pop shots. Alright guys, so the pop shot is the kind of shot you use when the enemy is right up in your face and you just need to kill him as fast as possible. So you basically shoot as soon as you zoom in and you do not adjust your aim whatsoever. This makes it a pretty inaccurate shot. You're not going to be wanting to do this at medium or long ranges at all. It's specifically for close range, and that's why there's drag scoping for medium and hard scoping for long range. Now you're gonna probably want to avoid situations where you have to pop shot, but you know, if a guy does surprise you and get right up in your face, then there you go, it's a solution for it. Remember also for the pop shots that it is important to take into account the way you're moving in between shots, just like in anything you do in Call of Duty, but it's most important when you're sniping with the bolt action rifle, because the time in between shots really leaves you vulnerable if you're not moving around. So try and take 1 or 2 steps to the left or to the right, make yourself a hard target. You know, shuffling is really good because it's a bit more unpredictable than other ways of moving around, you know, like forward and backwards. Yeah guys, so if you guys like this video, if it helped you out, please like and favorite the video. Remember, just keep practicing. It will take a while to get. Practice with your friends, practice in free-for-all. I don't really suggest practicing in team, like team objective game modes, because you don't want to be letting down your team. So I do suggest free-for-all if you want to practice, just so if you're not doing so hot, it only affects you and it's not affecting your team. You know, it's just common courtesy. So anyways, that's the end of the video, guys. So thanks for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Peace.